So, you say that because of all of these false allegations that your mentally ill husband has made against you, he's a disabled veteran, 100% disabled, cannot work. He's mentally incompetent from PTSD from the Vietnam War. He spent years in the mental hospital. All of this happened before you met him because you married him what year?
In 2007. We dated in October 2006.
So you dated from 2006 to 2007. You knew that he had issues because he told you he had issues, but nothing like what it turned out to be.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And because of your background in psychology, because you are, is that what you have your doctorate in?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a doctorate in psychology?
Yes.
You thought that, you could help this PTSD vet and you loved him.
Yes.
But then you found out when he disappeared for 2 weeks, you found out it was much worse than what you thought.
Absolutely.
As a matter of fact, you told me that you discovered that he's actually criminally insane.
Criminally insane.
Because he wants to make up accidents and collect from insurance companies. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And the accident he chose to make up is that you run over him with cars.
Twice.
It's unbelievable.
Yes.
It is. And you've been through so much. And these people in Glynn County, the judges, the courts, Sentinel, what is that? Sentinel Management Services?
Sentinel Offender Services. And Sentinel Offender Services is a misdemeanor services for folks that are guilty and convicted through a judge in court to do it magistrate court for petty crimes. People that have been accused of felony crimes, hit and run, to do it felony cases, as myself has been alleged, has no business having their cases massaged in magistrate court. There's no need for that.
So supposedly you're up for hit and runs, and you've never been to court.
No.
But they assign you supervisory services through this Sentinel.
Yes. Now
I'm aware that Sentinel is being sued right now.
Yes.
Through Mr. McGee versus Sentinel, and that case was lost in the lower court, and right now it's being appealed. But this man, Mr. McGee, is saying that his civil rights are being violated by Sentinel. So we might want to keep our eyes on that also, because you feel that yours are being violated too, don't you?
Absolutely.
How is it that they have supervision over you as a criminal and you've never even been convicted of any crime?
Well, ma'am, it's a little bit more than that, because the fact is that they are having me to pay $35 a month, and I have never sat down with Sentinel or anyone else to do a financial assessment with me. And I'm being told that I can never set foot in Glynn County. But
Glynn County, Georgia.
Yes, Glynn County, Georgia. But yet they want me to send a mail to them every month before the 15th of the month to tell them exactly where I'm located.
So you're being monitored. You're living more or less like a slave.
Absolutely.
You're being monitored and harassed, and you're having to pay. It's almost like blackmail money. You don't want to be in jail. Extortion. You told me that one of the judges there in Glynn County is under investigation right now.
Absolutely. I met a lot of Amanda Williams is being investigated right now for her part in detaining people in the Glynn County. When I was incarcerated in Glynn County for over 2 weeks in July of 2010, I met a lot of the women that was there. They complained about her in drug court. And that's the majority of the people that are being incarcerated and detained are people in drug court.
So the war on drugs continues to wreck lives. Instead of treating people for their drug problems, they're being brought into court and making huge court debt for the citizens to pay, because most of these people can't afford lawyers and can't afford court costs. Am I right?
Absolutely.
So, rather than treating problems, they are punishing drug addiction. Now,
Yes.
You found out your husband, who turned out to have many more mental problems than you thought, you found out he has a drug problem too, didn't you?
Absolutely.
And yet, here you are, an ex-federal employee. You worked for the feds how long?
23 years.
You worked 23 years for the federal government. You're a woman, a doctor of psychology. You're a woman who's a businesswoman in your community, and you are arrested on the word of a mentally ill, drug addict, PTSD vet who said he was run over and didn't have a scratch on him.
And not only that, I've had attorneys that I've paid for to protect my interests, and they have left me out in the cold.
So you hire attorneys to bring an end to this lunacy, this persecution you're going through, and they don't do anything for you.
My recent attorney is Michael Poggies, Snellville, Georgia. I paid him $10,000 in cash in February 2011 to take care of my constitutional rights about these issues, to file a claim against the county of Glynn in Georgia, in federal court in Savannah, Georgia. Michael Poggies, my attorney, the $10,000 man, have yet to set foot in any federal court in Georgia.
So in other words, you want to file a complaint against Glynn County, Georgia, for banning you from your husband who needs your help, from banning you from your own home, from banning you from the county where you had a business. You want somebody to say, look, I'll go to court on these charges. Nothing ever happened. I didn't run over my husband. You want to go to court, but they're not giving you court dates. They're just giving you more and more money to pay. You're getting more and more lawyers. How much would you estimate that you have spent on lawyers since this started in 2009?
$50,000.
$50,000. So I imagine you've exhausted most of your savings trying to clear your name.
Absolute broke. I was told last couple of months that I should pursue the Glynn County Public Defender's Office. I filed for an application. It was sent to me in Maryland. I filled it out. To this day, the Glynn County Public Defender's Office refused to handle my case.
So how are you ever supposed to clear your name? How are you ever supposed to go to court? How do you ever get this ban lifted so that perhaps you can decide what's best to do for or with your husband? How do you get the government out of your private life so that you can decide what's best for your husband who is mentally ill, who they got rid of you, and now he's losing his home? Does he have sense enough to pay his own utility bills?
No, ma'am.
Has he got utilities?
Yes, ma'am, he does.
Well, that's good. Who's paying the bills for him?
I don't know.
So he doesn't really understand paying bills all the time, does he?
No, ma'am. He calls me right now, restricted calls, just to hear my voice.
Because he doesn't understand why you left, does he?
No, he does not.
So now, what are we hoping? Are you filing a federal complaint yourself at this point?
Absolutely.
And who are you naming?
I'm naming Glynn County government. That would include the judges and the police department. I'm naming 3 lawyers. That would be my first defense attorney, Jason Clark. I'm naming John Wessler, who I hired to protect my marriage, and I'm filing against Jeffrey Berry, who I also hired to protect my marriage. And I am also listing...
Because your husband started referring to you as his ex-wife because he thinks he divorced you in the newspaper. Is that right?
Yes.
This is sad. This is sad. What do you want people to do to help you? What can we do? Is there anything that the public can do to show that they're concerned about a black woman being run away from her home like the black women in Forsyth County, Georgia? It's terrible.
Well, what I would like is that I would like to bring the attention to the DA's office, Jackie Johnson. This is her watch. Jackie Johnson is responsible for allowing this to happen because they are trying to build a jail. I'm sorry. And I want to also bring to the attention of William T. Ligon, Ligon. He is the state's representative in the Brunswick, Georgia area, and this is his watch. I do believe in my heart that State Representative Ligon allows these bannings to take place while he...
So you mean you're not the only person who's banned?
I'm not the only person who's banned, but I do believe that I'm the only person who's ever been able to stand up and bring it to the attention.
So they're banning other black people.
Absolutely.
Have you ever heard of a white person banned from their home and county?
No, I have not, but I have heard from white people who have told me in Glynn County that there is a graveyard.
A graveyard. We'll get back to that.